How's it going, guys? It's December 10th, 2024. I'm in Northwest Washington, Zone 8. This is an apple that I grew from seed. As you can see, it turned into a tiny little crab apple. Here's a cluster right here. Tiny little apples. What I planted here about 8 or 9 years ago, I grabbed a little Granny Smith apple from the store and I planted some seeds. And I think there was like 3 seedlings that I planted out. I grafted over a long time ago because I knew that it wasn't going to amount to much from a store-bought. This one actually has black strawberry grafted to it, and I grafted some Cosmic Crisp to it as well. The reason why they turn out so small, I think, is because they were pollinated most likely by crab apples. So if you're not doing your own crosses, intentional crosses, and the apple was pollinated by a crab, especially maybe not even a good tasty crab, it was probably just a crab that throws out a lot of pollen. And so they used to pollinate orchards with crabs. This thing is so sour, I kid you not, that Granny Smith would be considered sweet compared to this. Oh, sour and bitter. Nasty. I'd much rather be eating this. That's still pretty good compared to this little thing. So this thing, I just left a branch. I was really curious what it was gonna be, and it turns out it's not even worth eating. So now, if I pulled seeds out of any random apple at my house, it would have much better chances than this, because I don't really have any nasty apples growing around. I usually just graft them over or I remove them. So any pollen that's being transferred either by me or the bees would be something worthwhile. And so any seeds that I pull out of my own apples and plant, I have much higher hopes for, especially the ones that I intentionally crossed. Those would be most likely worth eating. Not necessarily an improvement over the parents, but nonetheless much better, much higher chances than growing a store-bought apple and pull the seed out and grow it out. So for this reason, I don't recommend people pull out seeds of store-bought apples and plant them, because you don't know what it was pollinated by. And usually the genetics will tend toward the more crabby side. The genetics almost always tend to favor the stronger growth characteristics, not necessarily the better tasting apple characteristics. They usually always fall towards something that is more adaptable, easier to grow. And let me tell you, this tree grows. It has all the characteristics necessary to put on growth and put on branches. So makes excellent rootstock. Very strong tree. See, it even started shooting out suckers. This is a big fat sucker that I left just in case that graft didn't go. Now I might graft it and then I'll see which one goes faster, this one or that one, because that's a pretty fat diameter already to be grafting. But the graft it'll eventually heal over. For that reason, I left this branch on the other side to keep the other side of the tree alive. When you graft such a big diameter, you always want to leave some kind of growth on the other side, otherwise the back side of the tree will tend to die out if you only have sap flow on one side. Now, something like this, you can graft on one side and it should be fine. Something thicker like this, you want to graft at least two sides or leave a branch on the other side, which is what I did. I only grafted to one side here, intending to leave this branch because black strawberry is grafted to it. There's the graft, and you can see black strawberry still has its leaves, whereas that whole branch is missing most of its leaves. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.